I had you on the first season. I think it was episode 8 or 9, where you came with your wife and talked about um, how you guys met and how you've been living as a family here in the US.
Yes.
That was the topic at the time. So today, I would like us to talk about the process of bringing a spouse from Nigeria or any other African country to the US um, via the immigration process. But of course, before we start, I would like to say that this section is not, of course, you're not a professional immigration officer or immigration attorney. This is just your experience you're trying to share. So we'll tell everyone, if you want to get the proper processes or whatever, you go online on the USCIS website. But the purpose of today's podcast is to share your personal experience on how you were able to do all those things. Because people don't know how herculean this task or this process can be. People say, "Oh, it's easy. Let's get married and I'll bring you over." I mean, that's not really how it works. Like, it's not that easy. It takes some time. So I would like you to break it down because I think your experience is somewhat unique, and it's been a while.
Yes.
Things have changed, obviously.
True.
So, but yours, was it during Trump's first tenure?
Yes.
So, I mean, even if we see things are different, I think it's still the same, really, because we are coming back to like we just circled back to. So, how did it all start?
Okay. How I brought my wife to the United States.
Yep.
All right. First, I would just like you rightly said, it's viewers need to understand that I'm not an immigration. I'm not an immigration expert.
Yes.
But I can walk you through the steps that I did. Okay. So the first things first is when I intended to bring my wife over to the United States, as at that time I wasn't a citizen yet.
Okay.
So when I met my wife in 2017, we dated for a little bit. We got married in 2018. We got married towards the end of 2018. I think it was around September. Yeah, I'm holding anniversary.
Yeah.
September 2018. So 2019 was when, the early part of 2019 was when I had put in to become a US citizen.
Okay.
I got my citizenship in 2019. And, when you want to do something like that, you want to hear from other people as well.
Yes, of course. Get information.
Get information from friends, people who had done it before.
Yeah.
So a lot of people advised me, say, okay, man, since you just got your citizenship, the fastest way would be to file fiancé visa for your spouse.
Okay. And what's fiancé visa do?
Yeah, that's the K. If I can remember, I think it's the K1. The K1 I think it's the K1 visa.
Okay.
So the fiancé visa is a class of visa that we call it the hybrid visa.
Okay.
It's called hybrid because it has some features of a non-immigrant visa and it has features of an immigrant visa. So it's called a hybrid.
Okay.
The features of the non-immigrant visa that it has with it is that when you file for fiancé visa, you would, during the process of filing, you would be required to apply to fill a DS-160.
Just like you're coming
just as if you're coming as a tourist.
Yes, yes.
So you would fill out the DS-160. The immigrant visa category, people fill out the DS-260. But for this one, it's a DS-160. So that part of it is what makes it look like it's non-immigrant.
Non-immigrant, okay.
But it's an immigrant visa. What makes it look like an immigrant visa is you start the application process by filling out the form on USCIS website.
Yes.
So the USCIS website is strictly reserved for immigrant purposes. If you are trying to fill out if you're trying to fill out a non-immigrant visa category, you go to the Department of State, that put in your information.
Yeah.
Most likely set up an account, then download the DS-160 and start filling up the form. So what makes it what makes the K1 visa the category of an immigrant visa is the fact that you have to go on USCIS and fill out all the information on that. So you get the approval, And once you get the approval, the USCIS would send um, they'll send the visa, they'll send the application to NVC.
NVC, okay.
I think it's the National Visa Center or
Okay,
something.
okay.
I can't recall. I might be wrong, but I know the NVC.
So the NVC, is it like in the home country of the applicants?
Oh no. So the NVC is still here, still domiciled here in the United States.
Okay.
As at that time when I applied, they used to be available to answer your calls. Now they don't even answer calls any longer. They're just like
I'm not even surprised because I've never heard any visa officer or whatever answering call anywhere.
no, the NVC is not available to answer your calls any longer. So the NVC is the platform where for those who are applying for non-immigrant visas, once your case gets to the NVC, that's the platform where you upload necessary documents.
Okay.
That's the platform where you make payments. That's also the platform where they like scrutinize they screen your documents.
Yeah.
That's also the platform for communication, pretty much. If there's anything that needs to be, if you are having any kind of outstanding documentation or something, they will let you know. They will let you know through the NVC.
Okay.
If you have any questions as well, you let them know through the NVC as well. There's a link on there that allows you guys to go, communicate
yes.
via messaging.
Yeah.
But for phone calls, they have a phone number. If you look it up, they do have a phone number. But when you call the phone number, you wait for an eternity, and most likely nobody is going to answer your call. So yeah, I did the fiancé visa thing. I went through USCIS, then to the NVC. If I'm not mistaken, it got approved, and the application got sent to the U.S. Embassy in Nigeria.
In Nigeria, okay.
So when it gets to that stage,
and how long is it before it gets to that stage?
It went pretty fast. So at that time, I would say from when I started it to when my wife went for her interview, I think it was about 4 or 5 months.
Okay.
So it went pretty fast. It was pretty fast at that time.
Yeah.
So that goes to say that those people who told me about the K1 visa were not mistaken. It's actually faster than going through the route of the IR or CR. That's actually filing for your spouse.
Filing for your spouse. Yes.
Yes. The K1 visa is faster. It's faster. So now, here's the thing though. It is faster, but because of its hybrid nature of having a non-immigrant and an immigrant classification, it's trickier to get approved at the embassy when you go for your interview.
Okay.
Because they are the consulars are looking at it from the lens of a non-immigrant visa and at the same time an immigrant visa. Yeah. Looking at it from the lens, and when they look at it from the lens of a non-immigrant visa,
they want to scrutinize more.
They're trying to scrutinize everything.
Yes.
Trying to make sure that it's not a fraud. Mind you, I forgot to mention, if you are filing for someone with through a K1 visa means, it means that you are telling the United States Department of State that you're trying to bring in your fiance, whom you intend to get married to in the United States.
Yes.
If you are lucky and you're able to go through all the processes and get the person to the United States, you have 90 days to marry that person. That's where that 90-day fiancé thing comes
in.
Oh,
yeah. Wow. Okay.
So you have 90 days to marry the person. Take the person to the court, get married legally, and turn and put in the paperwork and say, hey, I've married the person. And that's when that person would be legally allowed to stay. When that person gets into the United States, the fiance, could be male or female. When the person gets into the United States and the person's intended spouse does not go through with getting married to the person within that 90-day period, that person becomes
illegal occupant.
Becomes out of status. And before you know it, especially now with the climate that we're in right now, that puts you out of status.
But I don't even know why you wait. When the person comes, you can just watch the course and you did it.
Well, different people, different reasons. Right. Some people come in not because of living together. They say, hey man, maybe this is a mistake.
A mistake after putting through your
different people, different reasons. Different people, different reasons. It might be, hey man, this is But For me, we tried that. Went through all these processes. And let me know. It's very important to mention that if you're going through the fiancé visa route,
Yeah.
you want to make sure, very, very important, very critical. You want to make sure that you visit the country.
Okay.
You visit the country. You visit the intending fiancé, the
Okay.
intending spouse,
Mm-hmm.
at least twice.
Really?
At least twice. Yes.
Hmm.
You visit at least twice. Your travel itinerary, all that are evidence that you visited the country. Your boarding pass, your booking reservation, if you stayed in a hotel,
Yeah.
whatever the case might be, all those things are part of proof that you visited the person.
So visitation of your spouse or of your intended spouse or your fiancé is a requirement in this application.
Very, very important. They're not gonna. It's not. It wasn't stated that it's a requirement for the application, but it's a requirement. It's a requirement because there are rules to K1 visa. There are certain things that you have to prove.
Yes.
You have to prove that the relationship is genuine.
Mm-hmm.
You have to prove that you have the resources to take this person to the United States. You have to prove that you are, emotionally entangled, attached with this person. There's a lot of proofs. So how else do you prove?
Bring those documents.
You don't just go to the consul and say, I want to prove to you that I love this person.
Right,
So
without any evidence.
All these are the evidences. So it's not like it was a written rule that this is what you have to put in to apply.
Yes.
Application is different. So now these are things that you have to equip yourself with when you're going for the interview.
Okay.
You would make sure that you visit at least twice, and keep all your travel itineraries. If you do not have your booking, or if you misplaced your booking, your boarding pass will suffice. If you misplaced your boarding pass, your stamps on your passport. Just print out or make a copy of the passport, your passport page with all the stamps in and out and all that good stuff. That will suffice.
Sorry, at this point you had a green card.
Yes. At that point, I was already a U.S. citizen. Mind you, only U.S. citizens can apply K1 for K1 visas.
Only U.S. citizens can apply.
Only U.S. citizens. Yes.
Okay.
If you have a green card, you are not eligible to apply for a K1 visa for someone.
Okay. So what if you are married? Let's say you are married, like, but your spouse is not there with you, or you intend to bring the spouse over, and you're a green card holder. Can you apply for your wife to come over?
Oh, of course. Okay. So if you are a permanent resident with a green card, you are eligible to file for your spouse. The only difference is that you would be thrown to the bottom of the line. The U.S. citizens will take precedence over you.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So your application will be thrown to the bottom of the line. You would be like way below because you are a green card holder.
Yes.
So all the citizens will be attended to first. So imagine the backlog already.
Yes.
And you now being at the very bottom of the line. So green card holders, yes, of course, but if it would take a citizen 3 years of waiting, it would probably take you 5. Probably.
Okay.
Being a green card holder.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So but for K1 visas, you have to be a citizen for that to happen.
Okay.
You cannot file K1
as a green card holder.
Okay. So I had applied, got the approval, went through the NVC, submitted all the necessary documents. Now the documents that you'll be submitting, but since you are the one that is bringing the spouse, so you are seen as the benefactor. You're the person is your sole beneficiary.
Yeah.
So everything about your finances is what you are going to provide as documentation. Your
bank statements.
They didn't really dwell on bank statements, but they wanted to see like your tax returns for the last 4 years.
Okay. So
you want if you are not the type that files tax returns, there's a problem.
Yeah, of course.
So your tax returns for the last 4 years, you need to put that in. They also check how much money you made from your tax return, obviously.
Okay.
There is a poverty guideline thing. That is a table. You look at it and see where you fit in.
Yes.
That tells you the poverty guideline.
So if you fall into that threshold, it's a problem.
if you fall into the list of the thresholds there, then it will be difficult for you to bring someone in. It's pretty much you are depending on like government.
Oh yeah, that's a red flag.
Government assistance.
Yes,
you're trying to drag
bring somebody else.
To the point. So
doesn't
you have
get
to
brought
prove
into
to
the government.
you have to prove to the government that you're not a burden.
Yes,
and the person you're bringing in is also going to be a burden as well. So there's some documents that we need to fill. It's been a while, so I can't recall the names of these documents.
Yeah,
but I'm pretty sure that if you look it up, or if you go to the USCIS website and you look up K1 visas, all the required documents you need to fill on there. One of the documents actually is the one that you put in all your information, your income and all that. And if your income does not fall under the allowed income for you to file someone to bring someone in, you can also attach income with another person. So it's really? You can? Yes, you can. It's very possible for you to say, okay, my very good friend, I make $20,000. These people are telling me I need $56,000. I need to be able to make $56,000 a year to be eligible to bring one person in. All right, I make $20,000. Let me talk to my friends and see if they can help me out. So if your friend agrees to help you out, your friend will have to submit his legal documents as well. Driver's license, his social security number, and all that good stuff. That friend is also going to provide his own tax return, and is also going to fill out. That's another document on the same USCIS website. I can't recall the names of these documents. It's been a while, but anyways, that's another document. It's like an undertaking. The person is saying, "Hey, I'm hereby guaranteeing that I'm going to stand by this person. I'm tendering my documents and all that. If the person he's bringing in defaults in any way or the other, you're putting yourself out there." That's a strong one. Yeah, it is. And you needed someone that you trust so much to be standing for you. Yes, not everybody is willing to do it. Yes. And whoever does that, it also limits the person's ability to bring in someone. That's some. So why would they make such rule for you to allow someone to come in and stand in for you? So before you answer that, does the person have to like be a citizen also, or just a green card holder, or just someone that has a legal status? I think it's a U.S. citizen. So the person has to be a U.S. citizen. Yes, I think the person has to be a U.S. citizen as well. Okay. Because fortunately, I've never had to require anybody to join to assist. Me, yes. But I've had someone who asked me to help him. Okay. And when I asked the person why me, and he's like, well, I'm limited because I need a citizen, and you're the only citizen I know. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That's how I knew that. That makes sense. Yes. So yeah. Back to the K1 visas. When everything gets back to the embassy stage. That's when the embassy will reach out to both yourself and the applicant. Like, hey, okay, on this if they have a date for interview, they'll tell you your date for your interview. When you get the date for the interview, that's when you can go to go do your medical. The medical screening is not in any hospital. There are registered hospitals that do the screenings for the embassy. They won't give you the results. The results will definitely be sent to the embassy before the day of the interview. So my wife did all of that, and on the day of the interview, if I recall, the interview was July 5th. On the day of the interview, she went with all the confidence in the world, and she got denied. She got denied? No way. What happened? So they gave her one of the most flimsiest reasons ever. Okay. The guy asked her if her parents were still alive, and she said yes. Okay. And mind you, fiancé visa means that you're traveling to go get married. To get married, yes. So why are you interested in getting married outside Nigeria? Why don't you want to get married in Nigeria? You just said your parents are alive. You do not want your parents to attend the wedding. What? So we had a traditional marriage in Nigeria already before she went for that.
Yeah, okay.
You have to be very careful when trying to explain certain things.
Mm.
So, because, okay, marriage is a one-time thing here in the United States.
Right.
Unlike us in Nigeria,
You
that
can
we
have
do like
series. Yes.
three different kinds of marriages.
Yes.
We'll go to the court, do traditional, do the white
go to
wedding
the court,
and all
the
that.
church, yes.
It doesn't exist here. It's a one-time thing. They do one thing and that's it. So and fiancé visa, you must not be married.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. Were you guys not married at the time?
You mustn't be married.
Yes.
At the time. But we were already married traditionally.
I mean, you are married indeed.
She explained. She said she termed it that we did
kind of introduction.
Yes, an introduction.
Okay.
She said, okay, we did a traditional introduction in my father's compound, according to the customs.
Yes,
of our
tradition. Yes.
My parents were actively involved in that, and they have given their blessings. They gave their blessings on that day. She provided all the pictures.
Yes.
They gave their blessings. They pretty much handed me over to my intended husband. We are just intending to travel to the US so we can
get married
officially. The man kept insisting, but why though? Why not here? Well, my husband to be has built a life for himself in the United States. His friends are in the United States. His colleagues are in the US. When we did the introduction here in Nigeria, the whole celebration was more of my thing because he didn't have a lot of representation.
Yes.
So it will only be fair on him
to also, have people
us to
from
have
you.
it in the US so that he can have representation.
Right. That's like the best thing I've heard.
Yes. Yes, but the guy insisted, said, hey, I'm going to be denying your visa today.
No way.
I need for you to, man, it was very emotional for my wife at that time because she was like, are you kidding me? But this is what they looked at. She's young. They looked at her age. She was very young. She was 23 at that time. 23
is it? Please compare. 23 years is not young in the US at all.
She's 23. No, she's coming from a third world country. She's trying to come over to the United States. You're 23. You're young, beautiful, good looking. The possibility that this is a sham. The possibility that you're just trying to
run away from something.
Probably you and this guy have colluded and have, you guys have some background dealing.
Yes.
And you're just trying to use this guy to come over to the possibilities.
Yeah.
So on that ground, we're going to be denying your visa. So they denied her visa. It was very emotional for us. It was terrible. We had to go back to the drawing board. So when she got denied, I think it was July 5th. 2019, if I'm not mistaken, I said, okay, that's fine. The next thing will be for me to file for her as a spouse.
So you had to abandon the whole process of K1?
Yeah, I abandoned K1.
So was there no opportunity to reapply, like to reapply for the visa to have to go back for another interview?
There was an opportunity to apply for the visa. It's there. You can always reapply.
So why didn't you take the option?
I wanted something that would be more sure. The K1 visa and the CR1 or IR1 depends. They're not mates.
Yeah.
The CR1, IR1 has a little bit more certainty to it than the K1.
Okay.
You're certain that 9 times out of 10 the visa will be granted for a CR1, IR1.
Yeah.
For a K1, the probability is there. I would say the chances of getting the visa is like 60% chance.
Okay.
Maybe 50% chance compared to like a 78, 80% chance or 85% chance of getting the visa if you filed.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and filed. What's stopping me from filing? But before I could file, I needed to be married legally to my wife. As at that time, we were only married traditionally, so I had to fly back to Nigeria. And that was when, if you listen to our
the last episode,
the last episode, I talked about how I came back to the country, I
Yes.
took my wife to the courthouse and all that.
And got married to her.
Yeah. So that was the whole ordeal. I just needed to have that marriage certificate so I can go ahead and put in the application for her.
Yeah.
I came back, took her to court, we got married, and headed back to the US with the documents that I needed. Now, mind you, at this stage, a lot of people like to use lawyers, and I would advise viewers to use a lawyer.
So, is there any reason why you didn't use a lawyer?
Well, I would say when it comes to things like this, I'm very versatile. So I knew that unless I hit
a roadblock,
maybe that's when I might bring in a lawyer. But it's very straightforward. It's just
you said that, but not for everybody.
It's just filling out paperwork and turning in the paperwork. To be honest, at the filling out application stage, at the application stage, there is really nothing a legal practitioner is doing for you. It's just going to fill out the paperwork the same way you're filling out the paperwork. The only difference is that there's another paperwork that you would have to fill out and granting him or her legal authority to act as your counsel.
Okay.
Other than that, it's just paperwork you're filling, which you can fill for yourself. If you are someone that during the process of you getting your citizenship or during the process of you coming into the United States, maybe there was some complications during your own journey that you know of, that you think might be like a roadblock for you somewhere. So
you better get a lawyer for that.
Exactly. Okay. If you think that, maybe somewhere down the line you were arrested for misdemeanor, you have some record somewhere that you know for a fact that is going to affect you, or maybe you have some tax problems, maybe some money, financial issues, you definitely want to use a lawyer for stuff like that. Okay. Or if you're a very busy person, if you're someone that travels or maybe the nature of your job doesn't even give you the time, because I won't lie to you, you have to be dedicated to it. Yeah. You respond to emails, you go look for documents, you put the documents together, you make series of copies, scanning, sometimes you even have to go look for notary. Go notarize stuff, write letters, go notarize. So all these things require someone who really has the time. If you are a very busy person, why not? You use a lawyer. So that saves you, you doing your thing, the lawyer is doing his thing. They're working for you. As long as you're paying, you have a very good retainer, they're working for you, right? But if all of this, if everything I've mentioned, if you know that you have all of this, you check all those boxes, I don't see any reason why you need a lawyer. You can be able to put this paperwork yourself. That's very easy. That's impressive. So I came back to the US, put all the documents together. The documents that you need are your marriage certificate, your proof of citizenship. Yeah. Is for babies by birth, and your birth certificate. Mine was a naturalization certificate. Yeah. And then you have to also bring all those proofs of aside the marriage certificate, do you also have to put in pictures or chats you had with your wife, like conversations you've had over the years and all those stuff? Not on the USCIS page. Okay. So the USCIS page will not, you can't put in all those pictures and all that. Yeah. Those pictures and the chats, those are things that you gather together and take, and your spouse takes to the embassy. Okay. But other than that, you don't put all those on the USCIS page. Okay. NVC, on the other hand, though, what NVC would ask of us just your birth certificate, the naturalization certificate, the tax returns for the last 4 or 5 years. Okay. So. Yeah, if you are in a previous marriage before, your divorce certificate, or if your spouse is late, the death certificate. Yeah. So all that is what you put in for the NVC. Okay. So I filled out all the application, and I submitted it on the USCIS website, paid the fees and all that. And USCIS is pretty quick.
Yeah.
Those ones don't waste no time. Once you put it in, I think a week after that they will send you a notice saying that they've
received it.
all your
Yeah.
documents.
Yeah, they try to do that sometimes.
So when you get that notice that they've received your application, they've seen your application and all that good stuff. For mine, I think it was just a couple of months, maybe like a month or two. I got another notice saying that it has been approved.
Okay.
So when you get a notice saying it has been approved, nothing happens then. I think a month or so down the line, they send you another notice saying they have moved your application to the NVC.
Okay.
So that's where the waiting game is. That's where it starts. So at that time when I filed for my wife, Trump was in power then. And Trump had placed a visa ban on 7 countries, which Nigeria was one of them.
Wow. It feels like deja vu.
Yeah, it was.
Everything is happening right again.
The courts intervened. I think they took it off. Then he slammed another executive order on visas and all that. Nigeria was heavily affected as at that time. And even though they said it was non-immigrant visas, it also affected immigrant visas as well. So we were just in limbo. We're just waiting. NVC finished all the documentations with me. They requested that I send further documentation. They wanted to see another year of my tax return, which I uploaded and sent to them. I did not have any reason to attach anybody with me because I was making enough money to be able to bring in my spouse.
Someone else,
So when they finished, that was where it just got stuck.
So how long did it take?
All these things happened 2019 because when my wife got denied in July of 2019, I came back, got married, and put in the same 2019, but I think it was around November, December or so. So from 2019, we did not have anything going until 2019, 2020, 2021.
Wow.
Yes, it took that long. So the whole of the remaining part of 2019, nothing happened. 2020, COVID.
Yeah.
So when COVID started, it became worse because now there was limited resources. Offices were closed.
People were looking for how to save their lives.
And so many people were working from home.
Yeah.
Some embassies were closed. It was terrible. So COVID added to the backlog. Man, it made life difficult for us. Even at that time, it was even difficult for me to even travel back to Nigeria to even see my wife. Because COVID was, all the airports were closed. There was nowhere I could fly back to see her. So 2020, we the whole of 2020, nothing happened. When the war started to wake back up again, 2021, it was like a year and a couple of months and nothing. Anytime I reach out to the NVC, they tell me we're waiting on a date. We're done with you, but the embassy doesn't have a date yet. I will send emails to the embassy, they will not respond.
They have to respond to things.
They wouldn't respond. So I reached out to the NVC one time and I asked them, okay, so how bad is your backlog? And when they told me the numbers, I was like, what? There's no way I was going to wait for that. It was very long. They told me the chances of you getting your spouse to get an interview date. Oh my God.
At that point, what was going in your mind?
What was going in my mind was anger.
But I mean, what could that help?
Yeah, but I was angry. Like, why are these guys putting my life on a hold?
Right.
I want to start a family. I got married in 2018. This is 2021.
Wow, that's something.
And I can't even start a family. What the heck, man? You know, it was a lot of things was going through my mind, but most of it was the major thought was anger. I was just angry at the system.
Compliment over that.
So, different ideas started coming into my head. I reached out to the NVC one more time, and they confirmed that the problem was in the U.S. Embassy in Nigeria.
Okay.
That the backlog is so much, and because Nigeria was also affected with the ban.
Yes.
In Houston, where I live, I have a lot of Cameroonian friends. So the Cameroonian community, I'm part of the Cameroonian community in Houston. Like, you know, I mingle with those guys a lot.
We have so much in common, after all. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I mingle with those guys.
I've met a few of them.
So my Cameroonian counterparts in Houston, every month, a new person is coming in from Cameroon.
And you're asking what's going on?
What the hell is going on? Spouses that, you know, I knew people that started the application, that started their application after mine.
Yes.
While I was waiting for mine, and they went through this, their spouses just joined them in space of 6 months. I'm like,
wow.
What? What's going on? I kept asking. They said, well, it's Nigeria, you know. Okay, all right. Okay, makes sense. So I went on my computer and I sent an email to the U.S. Embassy in Cameroon.
The U.S. Embassy in Cameroon.
Yes.
Okay.
I sent an email to the U.S. consulate in Cameroon.
Okay.
I said, hey, introduce myself. I put in my application number,
yes,
my wife's application, you know, our everything, confirmation number and all that good stuff. I sent it to them and told them, hey guys, this is my situation. I'm trying to bring my wife in. Nigeria is full, it's clogged. Is it possible for me to transfer my case?
Wow, that's a huge move.
Oh yes.
That's because nobody would think about doing that. Like,
oh, yes.
A whole different entity.
Mm-hmm. Will it be possible for me to transfer my case from Nigeria to Cameroon? I can reach out to the NVC and say, hey NVC, can you move my file from Nigeria? Just transfer my file to Cameroon. So the Cameroonian embassy replied, oh, they said, of course, it's not a problem. You can transfer your file to Cameroon, but mind you, there are some documents that you have to possess when your spouse is coming for the interview.
In Cameroon?
Yes. Your spouse have to prove that he or she has lived in Cameroon for 2 years.
No way. That's a major roadblock.
Yeah. He or she has lived in Cameroon for 2 years, at least. Currently living in Cameroon for about 6 months before the interview days. Possess a Cameroonian.
What?
Yes, since you're in Nigeria, the person must possess a Cameroonian permanent residency card. They have a PR card in Cameroon as well too. If you can be able to provide all of this, then of course. That was another major roadblock for me. Like, how will I get this document?
You can't even go through. That's like you can't go through that roadblock. You can't.
How will I get this document? So that chapter closed. I said, okay.
Indeed, that's the close.
But this is just to show you, ways.
The extent you went,
yes. The extent I went, yeah. So that chapter closed. I said, okay, no problem. I came back to Nigeria after COVID 2021. I think it was mid 2021 or towards the end of 2021. And God smiled on myself and my wife. My wife got pregnant. So that further made me more angry now because
like she's not the only one. She has to come with someone else.
More angry now because I'm in the US and my wife is going through pregnancy by herself alone. There was one time that I had major surgery in my eyes. The doctor, while the doctor was, after the surgery went well. I had a bandage tied around my eyes, and I was going to have that for like a couple of days. I had told the doctor, say, man, do me a favor, because look, every time I was doing anything, all I kept thinking about was how to bring my wife to the United States. So I told the doctor, I said, sir, did you say that I'm going to be incapacitated for like a little bit? He said, yes. Okay. You said that I'm going to need like assistance for like a little bit because of this surgery? He said, yes. Okay, good. Is it possible that you write a letter?
Yes.
for me. Like write a letter to me. My wife is in another country. I'm trying to bring my wife over. I live by myself. I don't have any kind of support.
Assistance, yes.
I don't have any kind of assistance. And just like you're saying, I'm going to need it because of my surgery, my eyes. Can you help me out? He said, yeah, of course. Why not? So he went in. He provided all my medical records, everything that got to do with my eyes, and wrote a very detailed letter from a medical standpoint. That, hey, I know that you guys are immigration. I'm not going to tell you how to do your job,
Right.
but from a medical standpoint, this guy is going to need assistance from his spouse. He claimed that his spouse is in another country. He doesn't have any other person here, but this is actually true. He's undergoing a surgery. If you can be able to help out, so he wrote the letter and gave to me. I went to US. I went back to NVC.
Mm-hmm.
They have this portal where you can send messages. I sent a message to them. I said, look, I need expedited service.
Right.
Expedited
Which
service.
is reasonable.
That's another means of speeding up your stuff.
Yeah.
Because when I read everything, they said, sorry, the backlog is crazy. You have to wait unless
you have emergency situation.
A situation where we can get you expedited service. I said, yeah, man, I need expedited service. I attached all of my medical documents and everything. I applied for it. I told them, hey, I was even going to pay the extra fee for it.
Yeah.
It didn't work. It didn't work. This guy didn't pay no attention to me.
What?
It still stayed the way it was stuck.
No response.
Nothing. So, 2021 passed. Now 2022.
You went through it.
I went through a lot. 2021 passed. Now 2022. 2022, I traveled back to Nigeria in April. Actually, in March. To be present for the birth of my son.
Yeah.
So my son came April 1st, 2022. While I stayed a little bit longer. I left April, I think I left April 30th. Stayed for another month after my son was born.
Yeah.
And while I was in Nigeria, I applied for his citizenship.
Okay.
That's another topic for another day.
Wow.
How to go through all the process of applying for it's called Consular Report of Birth Abroad. CRBA. So I applied and I took my son to the embassy with his mother for his citizenship.
Yeah.
He got all that. We got all that taken care of. Applied for his passport and all that. So he became an American citizen.
While in Nigeria.
He became a US citizen in Nigeria. At a month old.
And that's what's good. So was that by birth? Or is it going to be an extra? So what kind of
the citizenship?
Yes.
So that's citizenship by. It's not by birth. It's citizenship by registration.
By registration.
Yes.
Okay.
Citizenship by registration.
Okay.
His birth was registered in Nigeria.
In a different country.
Okay. So
that makes sense.
So that's it's not by birth. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to run for president.
Yeah.
But
he's a pity.
But he's still a citizen. But anyways, after his birth, got his citizenship and everything, I returned back to America.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when I decided to go the drastic move.
Because you're so tired. Like this is.
Yeah, I couldn't do it any longer. I decided to go the drastic move.
And this has been from 2019 to 2022.
Yes.
Wow.
So I came back to the US and I reached out to a lawyer. I explained my situation to the lawyer. The lawyer was like, "Oh, okay, that's what's up. All right. I think you have a case. You have a very good case." So the lawyer asked me, there are two ways we can do it. We can do it the nice way, we can do it the radical way. So, okay, what's the nice way? The nice way is for me to start querying these people like your legal counsel.
Yeah.
Hello. Oh, before I went lawyers, you know, I even reached out to my senator.
No way.
Oh, I called my senator.
Why in the US?
Yes, I called
No way.
2021. I called Ted Cruz now, and I called John Corbyn or whatever that man's name is.
What?
I called my senator.
And what did they do?
So, Ted Cruz did not answer my call. Ted Cruz was not available for me. His assistant or whatever just kept answering. I said Ted Cruz no day. The other senator, that one, so all the senators they have oversight offices.
Yes.
So the chances of a senator talking to you is very, very slim now. But they have offices for different things. So if you're a US citizen, if you are like if you're a Texan, I was living in Texas at that time. You're a Texan resident, you're in trouble in a foreign country, blah blah blah. There's a sub office.
Right. They'll take care of that. Yeah.
My own situation, immigration issues.
Yeah.
There's an immigration
channel
for that. So they asked me to fill out a form, which they sent to me, sent my email. I filled it out, and this was not even Ted Cruz. That one, I told his assistant, you will see me in the next. You will see me in the next election. The next
election.
Way. Yes, now. Yeah, he's my senator. He's there to serve me.
Yes.
So, okay, you hear from me in my next election. In the next election, the midterm, you are. I don't care. You might win without me, but my own vote will not go to you. I would rather vote for a goat than to vote for you, to be honest with you. It's not going to you.
You were really bad. You were really angry, dude.
It will not go to you, honestly. The other senator, John something, can't recall his last name. That one was better. His assistant gave me all the paperwork and everything.
Yeah.
I filled it all, turned it in. They said, okay, that they are going to call the embassy to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
And then they're going to reach back to me later, which they actually did. I think a month later, they sent me an email and said, they called the embassy, and the embassy said they are working. It's just that it's a backlog. I just have to wait.
And at that point, they couldn't do anything more.
But they actually...
But they did something, yes. Yeah.
I called my representative, Sheila Lee Jackson.
You called all these people?
Now, trying to bring my wife.
Oh my God. This is something I have never heard this kind of story before.
I called Sheila Lee. She's late now. Okay. Sheila Lee Jackson. Called her office. Did paperwork. Did everything. What did I not do to do?
I mean, at that point, if these guys were reaching out to the embassy on your case, they should have known. With everything you've done, they should have seen it's a very serious matter.
I'm telling you. The lady, I filled the paperwork. I filled everything. No, I think for Sheila Lee Jackson, they said something about that she doesn't handle immigration or whatever, that I should call the Senate. That was when I now called
the Senate. Yeah.
But I called all these reps.
Wow, you really went all out.
So after all that, now fast forward now, when I started having my son, I said, you know what, I'm not
let's go the legal way.
Let's go the legal way. And the lawyer was like, okay, hard way or simple way. Easy way is for me to call them. Hey guys, what's going on? I'm the legal representative of this guy. You know, what level are we at? What's actually going on? He told me to be honest with me, in his own professional opinion.
I mean,
if you go the legal way, if you go the easy way like this, you might as well just wait, because they will just keep telling me
the same thing. Yes.
So let's go the drastic way. What's the drastic way? The drastic way will be that I have to sue them. Yep, you sue them. Don't whisper it, sir. Say it loud. How are we going to go about the suing? He said, okay, fantastic. This is what we're going to do. Now, the United States don't really care about your spouse. Why? Because your spouse does not have any ties with them. She's a foreigner.
Yeah, to them.
She's an alien.
Yes.
So suing the United States because they've not yet given your alien spouse a visa is a waste of your time.
Yeah.
So don't sue them
from that aspect.
From that angle. You want to sue them, you have to sue them on something that
affects you.
Has interest with them. You cannot sue them on your own side.
Right.
Why? Because yes, you are a US citizen, but you're domiciled in the United States. Technically, you're not a beneficiary of their service. Your wife is.
Yeah.
So you suing them on your own part because they have caused you emotional damage
and stress and all this stuff.
Stress.
Yeah.
you have lots of work,
Right.
lots of time at work,
Yes.
because of your frequent traveling. All of that doesn't. Do you know? I keep jumping because I've forgotten so many things. Do you know that I've had to ask my boss at work
In the office.
to give me a disciplinary, to write me up when I did not do nothing wrong.
What end?
The end was I wanted my boss to give me a disciplinary stating that if I continue with my frequent travels, I
Wow.
will lose my job.
No way.
Yes, I begged my boss to write me up.
This is really crazy because
Please, I need to show the embassy that I'm about to lose my source of livelihood because of my travel to Nigeria to see my spouse. Released my spouse. The only way I could prove that was to go to my own boss and say, hey, sir, please,
oh my God.
give me a disciplinary. Like, I look at me like, oh my God, really? Everybody knew me at work.
That's something crazy.
Yes. I know my job, they were very sympathetic with my situation.
Right.
So they never bothered me.
Put a lot of pressure on you.
No, even at my travel, I was frequently traveling to Nigeria, like every 6 months I'm gone, and they never bothered me. Anytime I put in
leave request,
they approve it ASAP because they know I'm going to see my family, you know, and they were very sympathetic with my situation. But I wanted my boss to sound like Oga.
If you don't put the head straight, yeah.
If you travel again, just move for job in Nigeria, don't come back to America.
Right.
I told him to put it down for me, right? Which he did, and I turned that in.
And you didn't use anything.
So I went through the medical route. I went through work.
You went to the senators.
Oh, he didn't do nothing. Yeah, that was when the lawyer told me that, hey, if we even sue them, fighting yourself and all the injury it has
affected you,
has inflicted on you, it doesn't make no sense. They're not going to listen to you. And so it didn't make any sense. Even when I was telling them that I was about to lose my job, they didn't really care.
Right.
So he asked me, do you have any children? I said, yeah, I have a son. Okay, fantastic. Does your son have a U.S. passport? I said yes. Okay. How old is your son? It's an infant. It's a baby. It's a month old. Good. Does your son have anything Nigerian? I said no. Fantastic. So no Nigerian passport, no Nigerian birth certificate, nothing like that. I said no. Just leave it like that. Don't you apply for nothing. Child. Good. Now, he when he moved on with the lawsuit, he prepared the lawsuit, and he sued the United States Department of State.
Yeah.
I sued the United States Department of State.
Yeah.
The U.S. Embassy in Nigeria, the United States Secretary of State at that time, Department of State. All of this was included in the lawsuit, and the lawsuit read that I, Obinnaudi, hereby suing the United States government for willfully withholding a U.S. citizen on a foreign soil.
This is crazy.
Yes.
This is something crazy.
So the lawyer said, your son, because your son does not have any documentation Nigerian-wise. Right. He only has the American passport.
And he's not able to move.
At that point, he's not a dual citizen.
Yes.
Yet.
Yes.
He is an American. Period. It's an acquired citizenship of any other country yet. What the U.S. government is doing, what the U.S. Embassy is doing now, is that they are willfully withholding or detaining a U.S. citizen. A U.S. citizen could be 1 day old.
Right.
A U.S. citizen could be 99 years old. He's still a U.S. citizen. You are willfully detaining a U.S. citizen on a foreign soil.
What a loophole.
Yes. He said if you sue on anything concerning the mother, they will just go to the judge and say we are not held by law,
right,
to attend to this woman.
Yes.
Now she's not a U.S. citizen. So why she wait her turn? The judge will say, yeah, wait your turn.
Mm-hmm.
U.S. citizen husband. Okay, you filed for your spouse, not yourself. You're not the
Right.
beneficiary.
Yes.
So what's your problem? So none of that would have worked. So the lawsuit now was centered around my son.
That's a smart move.
Yes, that's why lawyers are paid the big bucks.
Right. That's true. Lawyers.
You are putting a U.S. citizen against his will in another country. You are denying a U.S. citizen access to quality health care if he was in the
Right.
You are denying a U.S. citizen
Of all the benefits that
all the
comes
benefits
comes with that. Yes.
being a U.S. citizen.
Right.
And at that time, there was a lot of unrest. There was the NSAS movement. There was a lot of civil unrest in Nigeria at that time. So, going by the civil unrest, you would be held liable if anything
happens
should
to
happen to this U.S.
Yeah.
Brother, when they threw that lawsuit, it did not take 3 months. 3 months later, from when they got from when I applied,
and then they got served.
When they got served,
yes,
and all that 3 months. Dates the way they no get.
They came out. This is something.
The date came out.
I don't know.
The date came out from nowhere. I swear, I don't know where that date came out from, but they said, you have dates. There's a date for you, and please bring that child of yours along. So we went through. That was when we got the date. My wife and I started going through medical, had to do medical and all of that. Day of the interview, she went, and funny enough, the consular, all your records there. The person pulled it up and said, "Oh, you were here before."
Wow.
She said, "Yeah, I was here for fiance." At that time, I was still a fiance,
and that was like some years ago.
Yeah, your colleague turned me down. Well, here I am, still married to the
same person.
Yes, this is the outcome of our union.
Yeah.
So there was no other proof. Like they didn't even want to check
any document at all. Yeah.
It correlated. He filed for you in 2019 for K1 visa, even though you were denied.
Yeah.
He still kept
continued
yes up until 2020.
So it wasn't really a sham, anyways.
Your union produced a child.
Yes.
His birth certificate is your husband's name.
There has been some efforts made.
It's not a sham.
Yeah, at all.
This is pretty much a genuine marriage.
Yes.
Now, she got approved, but because of the length of time that we spent in waiting, she was lucky to have. The application was moved from a CR1 to an IR1.
What's that?
So when you file for your spouse, the visa, your spousal immigrant visa will be categorized as a CR1, conditional
approval,
conditional residence.
Residence, okay.
A conditional resident a CR1 is the class of immigrant visa that will be given to someone whose marriage has not yet gone past 2 years.
Okay.
So if you file for someone and the person is locking no backlogs, nothing, even before the whole backlog of the thing, filing used to take 6 months. Give such a spouse a CR1 immigrant visa. Even when the person comes into the country, the green card that will be issued to the person will be a CR1 green card.
Conditional one too.
Conditional green card.
Yeah.
The person stays married to a spouse up to 3 years. What am I saying? Stays married to a spouse, I think it's an additional year or 2.
Okay.
The spouse can now apply for removal of the
condition. Yeah.
When the condition is removed, the person stays married for another year. The person is eligible to apply for
citizenship. Okay, that makes sense.
But in my wife's case, because we had stayed from 2019 to 2022, she had passed that stage. Yeah, that stage of being categorized as CR1.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So when she got approved, they bumped her up from CR1 to IR1. When my wife came over to the United States, she wasn't given the 2 years conditional green card. They went straight with no
With
condition.
no condition, yeah.
So pretty much she was just given,
Yeah.
the regular kind of
Right.
green card. Story.
That's some hurdle you had to pull there. But do you think it would have been different if your child wasn't involved?
I would always tell anybody or people that I've told about my story, I say it was my child that brought my wife.
Mm.
If it wasn't for my child as at that time, I would have been nothing the lawyer would have been, rather than to just keep checking with them and say, hey, when
I'm the lawyer, blah blah blah. Yeah.
Lawyer, when is the time?
I think you actually made a very smart move to apply for all those documents for him at the time.
Yes.
Citizenship, because to be very honest, who would have known that someone would be like, oh, when you come over, I will do those things. But you were really out of the game.
Yes, I was ready. I just wanted my family here. So the one that I could do its own without any hindrance,
right.
I did it quick. Just give me his passport.
Let me just hold this.
Let me just
know that there is hope with this one. Let me just hold
it. Give me his passport quick.
Honestly, your resilience, your tenacity in this whole process is mind-blowing. I'm not like we shouldn't really underestimate it, because not everyone will go all out for this.
Oh, no.
Some people will just get tired. Some people will really get tired. Yes.
It was affecting me. It was affecting me psychologically. It was affecting me emotionally. At some point, it started to even affect our marriage.
Wow.
Yes, it started to affect our marriage. No, listen. Long distance relationships is hard.
It is.
Let's talk about long distance marriage. It started to affect our marriage to the point where my wife started getting depressed. Certain times we would, because I kept up with the communication.
Yeah.
Video calls, audio calls, every day nonstop. To get to a point where she will cry, I will cry. We would just be.
I can imagine. It's not easy.
It was like being in prison. It's like you are imprisoned in another country, and a part of you is in another country. Depression set in. And I know set in.
Right. Start questioning your decisions.
Start questioning decisions.
Yeah.
Like, did we make the right move? Like, why the hell did I even do this? A lot of things it was affecting our marriage. It affected our marriage. I would give a lot of kudos to the woman I married to. She was very strong. It wasn't easy to be away, holding it down despite all high talks and all that.
Yeah.
But again, it also proves the fact that if a woman notices, or if she sees how much effort you're putting into, it sets her mind at ease. So it made it more easier for her, because she saw glaringly
that you are making every effort.
The effort. I was fighting. I was like a lion fighting out there. Like this has to come to fruition. I have to bring you over here. So imagine you seeing that I'm calling this senator, I'm calling that person.
That's not what regular people do.
It kept her mind at ease. Like, okay, because if I wasn't doing all of that, that thought would have been, probably this guy has a family out there.
Right.
Maybe
he has a girlfriend somewhere that is keeping him busy.
Maybe he has a family. Maybe this guy just is not even serious about me coming. But she could glaringly see it, that I was doing everything.
But I must also say that your case is just unique, because I know that how many people do what you do what you did. How many people really? Honestly, because most people will have to say, let's wait now. Let's just wait this thing out. Even if they are not distracted, they are not seeing other women or whatever. Even if they are nice people, they are honest and everything. Yes. They might not have that mindset to be like, oh, let me call a senator, let me go to my boss, let me do this, let me do that.
I was Googling.
Well, and the fact is that there are people that are right now in this same situation. It almost feels like everything that happened in the first time, like the first tenure, is happening again. So people are
worse now.
Right. So people are really in this situation, and I really hope that if anyone comes close to this video, sees it, the person will be able to have some courage and also get ideas on what to do be able to move forward.
There are various if you are caught in this situation, what I would tell you, my parting word of advice. Um, if you're a young couple caught in a prolonged immigration battle,
Yeah.
like I went through, do not limit yourself by your distance. Start a family. I wasted time thinking that
It's gonna be
it's
fast.
gonna be fast.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fast. It's gonna be fast. It's gonna be fast. We ended up wasting almost 3 to 4 years of post marital,
Yeah.
and we didn't have a child on time. Start a family, because that family that you're starting in Nigeria will end up helping your case.
Right.
Will end up helping you. If you're going to do another series, I'm talking about how to apply for consular reports of.
Yeah, I think I would do that. Yeah, people would like to know that, because if there are people are not confident about starting a family in Nigeria or any other African country, this can also like help them know that regardless, once you give birth to a child, you are able to,
Regardless,
yes,
the parent of the child, either way, father or mother, you don't have to be married. Even if you have
for real,
even if you have a child outside wedlock, that child, as long as you're a US
citizen, yeah. Wow, guys. Oh my God! Thank you so much for coming. I am so grateful. Thank you
so much
for honoring my invitation, and thank you for always giving me idea on why I will have to call you back.